Are we facing an economic collapse? The answer to this question is actually quite easy. The current global monetary system is unsustainable. The problem is, if you look at the arguments from Doug Casey back in the 1970s, Ron Paul in the 1980s, Peter Schiff in the 1990s, or myself in early 2008, you will see that an unsustainable system can go on a lot longer than you would logically think. It reminds me of an old investment saying, the market can stay irrational longer than you can stay solvent. In this case, the state can keep things irrational longer than you can stay solvent. So much fraud has been exposed over the past few years. You would have thought it would have been earth-shattering, but nothing happened to the current system. The current system continues to chug along despite tens of trillions in bank bailouts in 2008 and 2009, the LIBOR scandal, the U.S. credit rating being downgraded, the debt ceiling breaches, and now gold manipulation going mainstream. From the end of the London fix to Bloomberg's covering the daily smashdowns of the gold price, where a mysterious large seller hits the bid, all in the matter of 1 minute. Someone selling gold as much as is mined an entire year within about 30 seconds. Despite all of this, the Dow and the S&P are making new highs, and gold is lingering over $600 below where it was in 2011. What I tell everyone in my speeches at investment conferences is this: for everyone in power, the system works. Think about that, because it may make sense for China to dump the dollar or some other major player to abandon the current system. However, we should always be mindful that if they are in power, the odds are things are probably pretty good for them. China, for example, has a large population that expects growth, stability, and new jobs. Anything short of that, and the leaders in China could be looking at a revolution. Rick Rule says that in an early lesson he had to learn was that inevitability doesn't mean imminent. It is an important lesson for us all, because when you do get into trading ideas like silver, platinum, palladium, or uranium, for example, we need to have the knowledge and stomach to stay the trade. When it comes to economic collapse, I think the system is fragile, with a lot of vulnerability, specifically with U.S. debt and deficits. However, Europe and Japan are in recession, and China is slowing down. So in the short term, the U.S. dollar may once again rise. The fact is, it's the best car at the junkyard. Here's what I suggest if you are concerned about an economic collapse. First, accept that this does happen. Empires fall, currencies die, and systems are reset. If you are overly pessimistic, I urge you to look at Japan and Germany. Both of these nations were decimated in the 1940s, yet went on to eventually thrive with booming economies in the 1970s and 80s. We will get through this. A restructuring is coming, but it is not the end of the world. Prepare for a currency crisis or natural event, and then move on with your life. Don't allow the doom to take over your life. Expand your pantry, food storage, acquire some good defense weapons, and then focus on living a great life. Honestly, the best thing you can do to prepare for economic collapse is to build your cash flow, both active and passive income. And of course, my favorite, live a debt-free lifestyle. For more information about our extra income ideas, Forever Stock Portfolio, or the True Hedge Strategy, the only strategy that will protect you from both inflation and deflation, please visit futuremoneytrends.com and check out our Smart Money members area, where right now, if you sign up, you have a full 30-day refund, money-back guarantee, and you will be mailed a 1-ounce silver coin regardless of whether you decide to stay or go. Thank you very much. Have a prosperous week.